My name is Narciso Jaramillo, but everybody calls me NJ because it's easier. My title is Principal Scientist. I actually started on Dreamweaver back in the day, and it's interesting to see how the web is undergoing another phase of sort of expansion in its capabilities, and it feels a lot like it did back in 1997. In Lion, it has to overlap, right? Because there's a small team of us that was basically just doing some research around what could we do in the HTML space. And we didn't really have any constraints. We were being told to just look into whatever we wanted to look into and sort of play around. And we spent some time talking about coding tools, and there's been a lot of really great tools for web development, both in terms of frameworks and command line tools, as well as debugging tools in the browsers, so things like Firebug and Web Inspector. But none of those really tie directly into your code editor. And so one of the things we wanted to see is if we built a code editor that could talk more directly to your browser, could you do some of those kinds of development work more closely related to your code editing? Brackets is an open source code editor for front-end web development built almost entirely in HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. And it's aimed at web designers and developers who write HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Because it's open source and it's built in the technologies they already understand, the users of the product can actually extend it and contribute to it as well.
Here's Brackets running. So I'm going to adjust this background color here. And you see, as I'm typing, it's adjusted in the app itself. We first went open source very quietly on May 1st, not expecting many people to be watching, and we're just overwhelmed at how quickly people started hearing about the project and getting involved with it.
There's really two things about Brackets that I find really interesting. So one is this idea of having a code editor inside your code editor that rips open this hole in your code and then shows other related code inside that. And the other is this live development workflow where you can make your changes in the code and then immediately see their effects in the browser so you don't have to keep reloading the browser just to see what you're doing. I've been lucky to work on a lot of challenging and fun things at Adobe, but one of the things that's really different about this project is working with the open web technology stack has been really different in a number of ways. It's a much more dynamic environment to develop in. A lot of us come actually from more traditional software development backgrounds. And so it's been an interesting adjustment for us coming to the world of, JavaScript development. And we're finding that the team's really been able to, I think, get energized by this very agile and rapid style of development.
Just scroll up a little bit. Community support around this whole project has been amazing. We wanted to plant the seed with Brackets, and we really wanted a community to take it and grow it and turn it into something bigger than any one of us could have imagined when we started it out.